Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today, doing the video on the Tissot PRX, the 35mm. So, 35mm on a dude, you know what? It's very comparable to the Santos, which is what I'm wearing today. Basically, 35mm for both watches each. Though, however, this one's not really a square. It's close enough to a square, and this one is a square. But what I wanted to do is give you a review on this, but however, compare it with the other alternatives out there. So we're talking Christopher Ward, we're talking Tudor Royal. There's also the higher end models like this Santos, as well as the Zenith Defy from the 36mm line. Most of these watches are all similar in its sizing. However, the price points vary quite greatly between all these models. And you know what? The reason why this motherfucker here is popular is because for the price that you pay, which is about $1,000, and shout out to Wamada who hooked us up with this bad boy. Wamada's great, they're a retailer for Tissot, and also Gregory, shout out to Gregory's. My brother bought a Panerai off them today, a 0312 Panerai Luminor, and he said to me that, yeah, fucking outstanding service, which I got a watch off Gregory's Bowood, a Tudor, a while ago, and they were great. And my brother had a great experience at Gregory's and Bondi from Giuseppe, so shout out to you, brother. They stock Tissot as well, and my colleague, Ollie, he's a mad cunt. He bought a PRX as well from Bondi. So they're popular for a reason, and I'll explain further, but let's go intimate level with this to give you an up-close perspective of what this watch is all about. Okay, the Tissot PRX. On my 6.5-inch wrist, I feel like this is the best Tissot to get. The 40 is too big, I'll be honest, it's too big. And the 35 is the perfect one. It actually fits really closely to my Santos, so they're very comparable, very, very close. And yeah, if you're looking to get that Santos look but don't have the budget for it, the Tissot PRX 35 is the way to go. And it's cool that they have automatic and quartz variations, so you get to decide which one you like. Also, the dial variations are quite nice, as you can see here, close by, side by side with my Santos. You know, different watches, different vibes, different feels, but you know what? As an alternative, a cheap, affordable option, the PRX is hard to beat. And even for bigger wrist sizes, these watches look great. My brother has the 35mm and he has a ginormous wrist and it looks totally fine. And from a thickness perspective, down the barrel, down the cuff, look, they're very comparable. The Santos is thinner, but you can't really tell the difference in all honesty. Both of them are quite thin for what they are. So, comparing the PRX to some other alternatives here, the Zenith is ridiculous with its pricing, and it's a great alternative because the sizing is similar, the design layout is very similar, the case size, you know, the shape of it is quite similar. However, the price points are tremendously different, and you know what? Not a big fan of the price point with that. And comparing it with the Christopher Ward, look, it's very comparable in price, but it's too hard basket to get here in Australia. You have to ship it in, takes ages, and import tax is a bitch. Moving on, the Tudors. Okay, so the Tudors are easier to get here in Australia. They're unique in its design, and it's a good alternative. Shout out to Gregory, get it from Gregory. Though in a price point perspective, you really have to try these out in person to see if you want to justify the pricing. You know, the PRX is good for a reason because of its price. The PRX is magnificent for the price point as well. I keep saying for the price point, and that's because it's true. Here's the thumbnail for everyone. I love doing these thumbnails. But yeah, it's magnificent for the price point because it is true. When you look at the dial itself, you've got the applied markers, the waffle dial, there's texture there, there's a contrast and surface finishing. You've got the polished bezel, the cushion case, or if you can call it a cushion case. It's just well made. There's like the beveling on the flanks here, the attention to detail. They didn't have to do this, but they did it. This is the automatic version, the Powermatic 80. Good power reserve. As you can see, you still have the stickers here. My partner wore this last night for a hen's night, and yeah, as you can see, it's still in really great nick. And as you guys know, Bucks nights and Hens nights, they're gonna be quite messy, and this one's clean. Look at that. Look at that. And the bracelet, the way the light reflects off the bracelet is quite nice for what it is. And I'm gonna do a comparison between the Tissot and the Santos from both aspects. And I'm not gonna bullshit you. The Santos is better quality. The Santos is better finished, it feels better, it's more premium, and it's better in every single way. But from a price point perspective, is it 10 times better? No, it's not 10 times better. It's better, but not 10 times justified better. You know what I mean? Here it is on my 6.5-inch wrist. Let's do some wrist rolls. There we go. It's a bit tight because it's sized up to my partner, but she likes to wear her watches loose. I like to wear mine fitted. It basically fits me, but yeah. The light just plays really well on the bracelet. Not to mention the bracelet's quick release, so you can take off the bracelet from the lugs here. I don't know if you're gonna focus. Come on, you focus. Come on, man. There we go. So these parts here you can squeeze and it comes out the bracelet. So you can change it with like a deluxe leather or rubber strap or something from Tissot, right? But you also got the display case back, which is fine. It's a good addition. So yeah, let's go back to face level, summarize this video, and give you my final closing thoughts. Okay, so to summarize this video, at the entry-level point, my pick for the integrated watch of choice is the Tissot PRX. In all honesty, if I didn't have the Santos, I'd probably just buy one of these and be happy. However, from the high-end perspective, when we're talking like small, medium-sized cases around 35, 36 mil, the Santos is my pick of the bunch. To me, this is the ultimate. Like, it's elegant, it's unique, it's got the history. I think it's over like, well, yeah, over 100 years old in its design. And in terms of a price point, you know, it's up there, but it's not crazy. We're not talking Patek or AP. We're talking, yeah, sub 10-ish K. And on the used gray market, you can find like basically a new one for under 10K. Like, I got mine well under 10K and it was basically new. However, if we're not going for the ultimate, we just want to get a watch to wear, to enjoy. Yeah, this is great. Like, as I mentioned in the video, the PRX in comparison to like the Christopher Ward, here in Australia, it's too hard basket to get. I can't try one out in person. It's all online, and then, you know, it's about 1,740. So basically double the price of this, excluding your shipping costs, your taxes. It's going to be well over $2,000 at that point. So I'm not a really big fan of the Christopher Wards, even though the design is cool and the bracelet's probably going to be better. In terms of the actual watch itself, I can't comment. Just getting the bitch here, too hard basket. The Tudor Royal is another good option, though. When we're talking money, look, they're about 3.5 G's. Tudor Royals, great watch. I've actually had one before, but fuck, I paid $2,000 for a 40, the day-date complication one, like only 2-ish years ago. So, I mean, if you're gonna go $4,000, 3.5 to $4,000 for the Tudor Royal, you might want to go used to get it under the 2K range. But, you know, in comparison to this, is it worth double the price? Probably not. Probably not. It's up to you. You determine the value of the pricing. To me, if I was doing this from an entry-level perspective, I'd get a Tissot and I'd save the rest of the money and get myself like an Alpinist or a Hamilton khaki from Wamada. Go to Wamada. And in terms of like the higher end, the Zenith, look, Zenith, I'm not a fan of the price points. I like the package, but 13.5K, fuck, that's more expensive than the Santos. And yeah, you get a rubber strap, but the Santos, you get a leather strap. And when we're talking that price point high end, like, the pricing doesn't make sense. However, Zenith, hard pill to swallow. If they reduced the price point, like, I would definitely get a Zenith to 536 if the price point was about 7 to 8. Like, I would definitely get one. However, at 13, nah, man. But anyways, to summarize, Tissot, pick yourself one pick yourself up a Tissot. They're great watches. Shit, I'd probably get myself a green face and a gold one just for funsies. But you know what? Again, popular for a reason, and highly recommend you pick one up. That's the video. See you in the next one. Cheers.